Welcome back. So today we are headed out to the mountains looking for some trails to put the Jeep to the test. I'm super excited to see how capable it really is. I'll see you when we get there. Once we got to the start of the trail, I aired my tires down to about 20 to 25 psi, nothing crazy, but just enough to improve the ride and make the traction a bit better. Now that we've cross-axled the Jeep, this is the situation we're looking at. So this wheel is dipped right into this dip here. We are fully articulated right into the fender here. Now this Jeep does have the limited slip differential that came stock. It's a bit of a weak one, but you can feel it working away. We got this wheel all the way up in the air with no traction, and then this wheel does have traction here. So now that it's cross-axled, I have open diffs with no traction control and just a limited slip diff in the back. Let's see if we can get out. I'm in 4 low. Put it in first gear into drive. And there's that limited slip bouncing me. Not getting out anywhere. Like this. Try one more time, smooth. Still seems like we're cross-axled here. Of course, we can always get out by getting some momentum here. In this case, without a proper locker, we're not getting out of here, or a really good traction control system. We can always get some momentum. But in this case, we're gonna take out our traction board. Right under this front tire, right over here. Let's see if this can get us out. First gear. Under, let's see if they're gonna help us get out of here. Look at that. And that's why it's important to always have traction boards with you if you're off-roading, especially by yourself. Now this is the dips we were in. We had this wheel hanging and this wheel hanging. And if you can get these right under the tires, no matter what kind of open diffs you have, if all 4 tires have traction, you'll be able to get out of almost anything. Looking down on this trail, we have a flipped camper here. It looks like a truck was driving along all these ruts and stuff and got hung up, and looks like it tipped the camper over. I'm not sure if the truck tipped over or not, but definitely don't want that happening with us. With the Jeep in 4Low, I can put it in first gear and just crawl right down. Don't even need hill descent control or my brakes. For hills as steep as this. So most 4x4s like this, that's the ultimate test right there of articulation. Because if you have high ground clearance, big tires, good tires, and some solid axles, even in the rear, usually that's enough for most off-road trails. But in situations like that, you definitely need a limited slip diff in the back at least, or some traction boards of some sort. Great help is to have lockers or any sort of traction system of the modern vehicle for the brake vectoring. But I don't have any of that in here, so we have to do with what we got. Let's take it out of 4Low, just put it in park, and let's go find some more off-road trails. Here's a little bit of a steep downhill. My foot's now just off the brake. I'm just cruising down in first. 4Low. Look at this place right down by the river. Super nice. We'll go up those steep hills we came back down. Let's see if we can find anything like that. Now we've got a really steep and rocky section here with sharp, loose rocks. We got a root right here. We're gonna have to hit this root with a little bit of momentum here and see if we can get up in the Jeep. I'm gonna go 4 low, first gear, and let's see how it goes. I'm gonna head right back down this hill. Super steep, super rocky. Hold the brakes, I'm in low first. Keep my wheels straight as possible. Super steep here. Sliding a little bit on that route. Good. Nothing the Jeep can't handle. This Jeep it needs to get stuck. It's unstoppable. Let's see if we can find some other obstacles. Now let's see how tight the trails can get for the Jeep here. Now this is a quadding ATV trail. We're right between the 2 trees here, and it's doing fine. Super tight trail. The thing that's good about this rock-proof paint is I'm not scared to pinstripe it, unlike these $100,000 off-roaders. Just gonna have to go slowly. Here's the trees. Super steep here. That's not a nice sound, but that rock-proof paint is working. Here, we're gonna get super tight between these 2 trees. No truck, even a regular Wrangler 4-door or Bronco, especially a Bronco Raptor, would not fit between here. We're getting really close with that tree, really close with that one. We're really close with this one. Now with this amazing turning radius, small wheelbase, and shortness of the Jeep, these tight trails are also no problem. I would say this Jeep is the best value for money off-roader you could possibly get. I've yet to find a spot where I would get stuck super tight here. I'm not sure if I can even fit between these 2 trees. Yeah, we're not going to fit through this. It's just too narrow. If we didn't have that tree right there, we would be able to fit between these 2, but we have to take a turn in, but then we can't because that tree. So, well, you really have to know how to drive an open differential vehicle off-road, because diff lockers are just quite foolproof, and it doesn't matter what kind of line you take, you're getting up mostly anything with the right vehicle with lockers. But here you have to choose the right line, potentially have a spotter, traction boards, use some momentum. That's all important for an off-roader like this. Some people like to buy modern vehicles such as Subarus with a CVT and their all-wheel drive system, and that's good and all, but I would bet anyone to say that this Jeep will get you further than any type of CVT Subaru with their all-wheel drive, just because of the proven 4x4 4-wheel drive, proper solid axle in the back. I mean, this is a real off-roader. Throw a puddle here. See, this is quite deep. And just not a problem. The Jeep just idles through. You don't even give it any throttle. We got our final test coming up here. Throw it into 4 low again. First gear. Let's see if I can make it up this hill. Not even an issue. Now let's go back down. Wheels straight. Just ride the brakes. Just like so. It's just too easy. Can't find anything that makes the Jeep struggle. That wraps up today's off-road test. Let me know in the comments below if you guys think the Jeep's a worthy off-roader, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.